Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth. I decided I'd give you a little bit of a tour of a bunch of stuff today because of what we're trying to do, and I really think it's important for resellers to reorganize their business in some way if you're not satisfied with it, and that's what we have been doing. And I want to show you some of the cool stuff. Jess is here today. Hey Jess, I'm going to show you that in a minute because it's shipping. If you got some extra time when you're at home or something, go on eBay and order yourself whatever printer you want. She wants to ship in there, and that's going to be part of this conversation. What's that?
Send me some suggestions.
All right. What should she buy? Maybe I should just tell her to use my own link. All right. Here's this. We'll revisit this in a little bit, but we have been doing some massive changes. I'm going to show you some in there in a second and then out there. And because of everything we're doing, and if you've been following for a while, you've seen me do this. I have not been pushing eBay hard over the last 7 days. We've been doing a little bit just to keep it going, right? And I was worried. I was like, man, one of these days, I'm not even going to have anything that's sold on one of these videos. Well, last night I looked at eBay. I'm like, oh, there's 8 things that sold. This is going to be a bad video tomorrow. And I wake up with sales, and they've been selling all day. I think we're up to 18 sales with just under like $900 and something. So I'm like, daggone, that turned out pretty good. And I'm not pushing eBay right now. We're about ready. Well, you'll see. You know, they say the best laid plans of mice and resellers. Well, we have laid some plans and we're doing them now, but the plans we previously laid, we're tearing them up a little bit, and it's just been an interesting mix. But I cannot wait to get back to really pushing eBay right before Q4, but we have to restructure, and I'm going to just show you some of that today. It's a big mess, but everybody always says your shed is so clean, and how do you do it? Well, it's a big mess. You're going to look at it. Smurfs PS3. This one took a while. It's just a part of a lot, you know. Sometimes you get a whole thing and it's like $1 piece, and you pick out the winners, and some are like, you know, $6. This sold on 30% off. $6.97 for the Smurfs PS3 plus shipping. So not only was it not a very good day of sales, at one point it's all turned around, but there were very few sales and they were very low dollar. I kind of like those days where you don't have many sales, but they're good ones. It's like, we're doing fine, right? That's what happened here. This was a good sale. We had another one as well. I remember picking this up in Florida actually, and this one, I think I opened it up. I'll show it to you like I just did it on a table. And I just went in there and I was like, yep, there we go. That should do okay. $5, picked it up, didn't even open it up, brought it home, and everything's good, y'all. This one, I don't even know how you pronounce that, y'all. How do you pronounce this right here? How do you pronounce Asahi Pentax? Is that how you pronounce that? At any rate, that one paid $5 at that sale. It was day 3 of an estate sale. I don't know why. Maybe they brought it out or something. I don't know, but it sold for $150 plus shipping. Maybe people are turned off by the bag, or maybe they thought it was just the bag. You ever do that at a sale? I do it all the time. If you watch my picker channel, I'll pick up bags just to see if it's empty or not, right? And maybe that's why it was still there. That seems kind of crazy to me, but $150 plus shipping. I gotta turn something on that TV, even if it's just a fall background. This sold. I'm trying to remember where I got this one. It was at, oh, you know, I know exactly where I got this. It was a sale, it was a Friday sale up the road in the middle of nowhere. And everything was a little overpriced for me, but I saw this one sitting there. I'm like, that is Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Turns out it was the very first, 1954. Can you imagine? Would that sell anything today? If that was the, how things have changed. Sports Illustrated does have this in there, but it sold for $30. Plus shipping. Just saw 2 more sales come across, one on eBay and one on Bonanza. We'll show those to you in a little bit, but I want to show you something else first. So you saw that stuff in there. That all came out of the trailer. It just blows my mind that we've sold so much of it, and it looks like there's still so much in there. But a lot of that stuff is bigger stuff, some stuff we're going to throw on eBay because it's not really palatable for a live sale, if you will. And a lot of the stuff that is palatable for a live sale, we still sell on eBay because I like selling nostalgia. And this place is still a mess. Just to give you an idea, this is incoming. There we go. But look, this is all out. Everything up here is all out. These are just empty bins right here. So we're making progress. So the next step is to take everything that's in there in that basement that is coming in here, bring it in here, sort through it, leave some stuff in there for the live shows. We're still doing our sell-offs over on divdit.com. And we're still working on eBay as well. eBay, you know, we're still doing all that and kind of organizing. But the ultimate goal is to have this be a sorting cabin. So when things come in, when I buy them at garage sales, they come in and immediately get sorted into particular, how do I say it? Into niches, I guess. So it might be like all video games here, all hats in a hat bin here, all magazines here, all whatever it is. Just a bunch of sorting bins. And it's going to make our life so much easier because we're going to be listing much quicker. We've talked about doing the list easier. So here is, this looks like all eBay hats right here. That may be the very first thing when we start List Easier back up again. We did hats the first time, but we might do them again. I like to buy hats. All plush, all glass, all whatever. And we're going to sort in here. And the one-off things, we might just pick up and do a quick eBay listing really quick and get it done. Maybe all grannies. I don't know how we're going to do it. Look at the golf clubs. So we're going to do all the golf clubs at one time, and that's the part over there on List Easier. It's not quite ready, so it might require extra sorting, like the type of shaft it is, in order to do multiples and to make it make sense. All men's clothing, all whatever. That's how we're going to do all that. But I'm just trying to show you all. It's not all wonderful. I can't even get back to show you what I want to show you here. See if I can get here. I only got a media here. There's a lot of one-offs here. So we have a lot of work to do, and we are trying to get to the point where we can maneuver to do it. I'm going to try. I have a ton of VCRs. Stack over here, I think. I might do those on List Easier. That would be interesting to do. At any rate, it's just a process at this point. I'll show you a few more things, but let's go pick some more items. You know, it's so nice out here. I'm so glad fall's here. I see these two dogs sitting there all nice out there. But like I said, this is a process, and we gave ourselves 6 weeks. We are 2 weeks into it, so 4 more weeks, and it all has to be done. And there's a different piece that I didn't think I was going to add, but because of what we're doing, we're going to add it. The dogs decided to come in and visit me. How y'all doing? You want a treat, don't you? Sold a fossil bag, and I think I sent an offer out on this one. Fossil bags don't go for a ton of money. I forgot to turn my AC off, so I better do that real quick. But this one was okay. I got it out of a $1 purse bin. And there's beers and stuff in there. That's a pretty cool looking bag. See, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's like, okay, fossil bag, but you know what? That's a cool looking fossil bag, and it's in great shape. $26.10 plus shipping. I haven't looked on Dibdit to see if anybody bought that granny square yet, but you're laying on it. Might have to clean it. No, I'm clean. If you've watched me for a long time, you know I love when in doubt, part it out, and I love selling pieces and stuff, but I do far, far less of it. But this one sold. This is a Lord of the Rings clue, I think. I think that's what it is. A lot of times I'll buy the Lord of the Rings sitting on a table in a box if they have the ring inside, because you can get like 10, 12 bucks sometimes for the ring. I used to get more, sometimes it was less, and then I sell the rest of the pieces off separate because it doesn't have the ring, right? And so you get $10 for that. You get sold for $19.95 plus shipping. So you get 30 bucks in the end, but it is 2 listings, but 1 into 30 isn't bad. This one, actually, I think I bought it at the flea market down in Florida when I was there. I paid a couple of bucks for it, but still, I don't know. It's just something fun, makes a little bit of money. I normally don't buy DVDs and Blu-rays. I'll be selective with it. I'm not extremely knowledgeable about ones, so it takes me, you know, scanning and doing stuff, but there's a few that I know about. And this is one of them, and this one being in it made me buy the entire lot because I knew I could buy I think I got like 50 some different DVDs, and they were good ones. They weren't just your run-of-the-mill stuff. There was a lot of Blu-ray in there and a ton of Blu-ray Disney and some other stuff that I knew we could sell off in lots, and we sold that stuff all off. We already put ourselves in the profit, but this is the one that made me do it. I saw Dogma in there, that Dogma Blu-ray, and I'm like, that one goes for good money. And I had a lot of people, thank you for reaching out. So you better get that listed now because they're coming out with something else or something for this, because it's hard to find some of these. This is Dogma, $33.95 plus shipping. I believe that paid for everything. And then we made money selling them off really quick on Shop Commons in giant lots. Am I wrong in thinking the Dogma VHS used to go for good money until they did that? There's some kind of disputes. Maybe somebody can tell me down in those. I don't know what it is, but the Dogma VHS does not go for hardly anything anymore than 10 bucks, 8 bucks, something like that. But I feel like there was a day when it did because you couldn't get it in Blu-ray. Then somehow you got that, and now there's some other shift going on. But I love to find those gems hidden in a niche that can sometimes be difficult like that. I do occasionally go picking with people that know that stuff a little better than me. Dave, for one, he's done okay with DVDs. Joe Philly Picker. I remember Cincinnati Picker when we were out there was picking up a few sparing, you know, little ones, and so he knows too. I tend to struggle on them, but I still get them, and I still look at the sets, you know, the different sets and stuff. Yeah, I got this one there too, and another one. I mean, that was a great buy that day. That was crazy. I was super lucky. Although there was a lady in there, I got too much, that literally came in and started picking out different ones. And I just said, hey, you can get what you want. Let me know what you want. I'll try and find it for you. But I wish in the end what I would have done is made the decision quicker after seeing that, just to say how much for everything. And they gotta be cheap, you know. I'm not buying run-of-the-mill DVDs for $1 even sometimes, unless it's something interesting. But this is a Homeco. I don't know if you can see that with the glare or not. 2-piece thing. So no, it's Sirocco, I think. And I've been learning and picking up things when they're super duper cheap. I'll pick them up because they don't go for a ton. They sell for $18.95 plus shipping. I was going to go inside and show you our newest venture inside that Jess has demanded. But I don't really want to wake the dog up, so we'll wait a minute. This was the one that turned everything around. So we had very, very few sales. Nothing was going. It was the low sales down, and bam, that thing sold. And I'm kind of going to miss it. And this one sold. And then everything started to sell. It's not going to be the funnest thing to ship. You might remember when I bought this. It was a giant box. And it was like white on all sides. And this was the front of it. This is lenticular. And they had a light behind it. And this giant box. And so I didn't pass it up because I wanted to see if I could get this out of it. Like somebody built that stuff around it. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, I can get that out of it for sure. So I chucked the rest of it and I listed this, and it sold for full price. Mac Tonight. Oh, can you see it's lenticular? Can you see that? Sold for $175 plus shipping. I've also done some other things in here that should make, I feel like it's getting a little, we've been selling bigger things on discount for right now. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Hold on. I don't really want to climb up the ladder. I hear somebody out there. So I think you can see this up there. I'm going to order a ton for Q4 here pretty quick. American Bubble Boy, you can use that link below. And some other stuff. But I put all the pizza boxes up there. I do have some space over here to put some more boxes and supplies. But I'm going to bring some things in from the other place I'm going to show you in a minute that is not going to be what I initially thought it was going to be, at least for now. I forgot why I walked back there to begin with. I'm looking for some more CDs. There's not been a day go by where I haven't sold CDs in a long time. But I think it's going to start slowing down because this is all we have left right there. That was a crazy good lot right there. I pulled these out earlier. Buried Alive, 2 CDs. $14.95 plus shipping. We have made so much money on that. Initially, I thought we'd make like $400, but we've sold so many. I think it'll be more like $600 on that. We bought that on shopcommons.net as well, so it's been pretty darn good. We are going to head inside in here in just a second, and I'm going to show you what I've been yapping about this whole time. It's nothing amazing. It's just something that I want to get your feedback on stuff because I have really, really bought into the fact. I was checking to see if my light was on because I see so many shadows. Of separating my business. It's something I did a long time ago, and I used to do everything in this place I'm going to show you, and then we got this shed, so we did some in there, some in here, and I got that shed, and now it's like, now I added on live selling to this thing. Now we're doing this list easier piece that is going to make certain things so much easier to list, but we got to remain with some of the other things. It's going to be an interesting thing, and this was our new idea that Jess said, you got to do it. I've always had that kind of thought process. I like separation. I think it's because I'm ADHD. I'm not ADHD. I'm OCD though. Anyway, this one here, this would be the kind of thing maybe I could do. I bought so much of this stuff and we've done so good on it, and then I bought more. We just sold a bunch on Dibdit.com, but I probably could have made more money doing it this way, using List Easier, but we had so much, I'm just like, forget it. Bath and Body Works. Vanilla Bean Noel, and that little set right there sold for $22.95 plus shipping. I'm just a little less than $3 into those, so that's not bad. All right, so we're going in, but we're getting one more because I gotta thank Alice. It says repeat buyer, so I'm assuming you are a viewer, Alice. Thank you very much. There's no message, but I'm just making that assumption. Kmart, this has been sitting here forever. I thought when I bought it, just a couple dollars at a sale just down the road, actually, which is rare out here. I'm like, that's gonna do good. Kmart tag on it, $7.99, and it never sold, and it never sold, and it never sold. So I was like, forget it, I don't care. It's gonna sit right there, and it finally did sell, $14.95 plus shipping. So the question is now, what gets to sit here? And I'm gonna say a Care Bear cousin gets to sit right there, if it'll fit. Oh, you turn the light off, bud. That's the monkey, right? I don't know what the Care Bear cousin monkey's called. Come on, there we go. All right, so
Where are you going?
I was filming, Jess. I was filming. You're interrupting. Oh. I'm kidding. Whatever. What?
What yard sale are you going to this weekend?
Not going anywhere. I'm going to one sale tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go play golf. My uncles are all going on some tour thing, and then I'm gonna go out to dinner because my mom's birthday.
Okay, that's enough. That's way too much.
Yeah, so I'm gone all day. All right. Of course, we're selling down here right now. That's the plan for right now, even though my wife doesn't like it. But she will not tolerate this area over here not being ready for the holidays. So that's why we're doing all this, why we're selling so much. But we have to reorganize everything in here. And Jess said, what'd you say, Jess? Get me a shipping spot where I don't have to compete with you. So this is the plan, y'all. Tell me if I'm crazy. Because this was always supposed to be the 80s cave and do construction and whatever, but it's just delayed. So the plan is, Jess can tell us what the plan is. We're gonna have a table here. We're gonna have a table here. You know what we should get? We should get one of those tables out there with all the drawers and stuff. Mm-hmm. I should buy one and put it there. Put it there. So this is gonna be a second shipping area where we can do the shipping for the live selling. That's what this is gonna be. So I'll have to take all this stuff down, make it a shipping area. It also still has to be a storage area for stuff we have listed on eBay. So we're trying to consolidate and try to not ramp up our store in a sense, trying to sell a bunch of stuff off and then make it a little bit more streamlined. But this will all be redone. Shipping area, printers, some of this stuff's just gonna have to go. Boxes, tape, bubble wrap, all that stuff. But we're also gonna create check that out. We're gonna create an area here where all those boxes, see when we're doing these shows, because we do the shows from over here now. We have all those boxes. What we're going to do is build into this wall here somehow, do something, might be makeshift for now, a little area, so that when we sell something, you just come in here and put it in the person who bought its bin. All this area is going to have nothing but bins stacked, not stacked, probably be in some kind of a thing. And then same thing here, so that after the end of 3 or 4 shows over 3 or 4 days, you just go to the bin, take their stuff, put it over here, ship it, grab the next one, ship it, because they're already divided by who bought the stuff. And so that is our strategy. Tell me if you think it's going to work. Now, my oldest son is actually building a home. Well, I don't know if I'd call it that yet. They're building a foundation for a home, and he's bought a piece of property. And so he's been so responsible that even though this process is taking longer than we thought, there's just no sense in him not being able to save that money. So he's been staying here. He's gone half the time because he works on the road a lot. But the ultimate plan is to eventually use that room for all of the live selling, actually there, and the shipping all in that room, and then turn it into my 80s cave. So we'll see if it happens. I almost fell out of my chair when I saw this next one sell, because I think I got it in a free box many moons ago, and I'm like, am I going to list this thing? Is it ever going to sell? I think I have delisted and relisted this 3 times. Dracula cape. And it went through 2 or 3 Halloweens, but it finally sold. Dracula. It's just a cape. That's all it is. $8, I think. Yep, $7.95 plus shipping. I sold this jersey once before, Bob McAdoo, but it got returned. No, it got canceled before I shipped it. I think that's right. Anyway, I paid $15 for it. It sold for $59.95 plus shipping, so that's not bad. I'm happy with that. So we've had some, $150 sale, a $60 sale, $175 sale. So it started to turn for me, thank goodness. And another thing I'm sad to see go, but not terribly sad. I picked this one up. It's a Polly Pocket Beauty and the Beast. I picked this one up in a bag down there in, well, really close to where Carrie American Arbitrage lives in Florida. And it was a really nice little pickup at a sale. I was with Dave. Dave found a couple good things. I'm like, don't go on him. And I found a bag full of these. Anyway, this one sold for $38 plus shipping. My pop just came by to say hi and drop off a package. And I've got to sell these 17. Yeah, I only got 3 of the 4. International Silver Company silver plate. Those are kind of cool. I got that cobalt blue salt and pepper shakers. I gotta go get that other one really quick. And it sold for $17.05 for that one. That's not too bad. I think I remember that sale. I think we maybe paid $4, $3, something like that. My wife really liked them, and then she got them home. She's like, no, you can sell them. So, not too bad. I would love to hear, this is me nerding out on eBay reselling stuff. I would love to hear your interesting things that you have done, like I'm talking about for your business, even if it's small. Like I've talked about, you know, the idea of having a shipping table for me was a big deal. And where I put the bubble wrap so that it's like bubble wrap, paper, boxes, tape. I got my measuring tape right there. I love that stuff. It's not perfect. Everything's not perfect, but I love to shave seconds off of what I do. I would love to hear your new setups, the different things that people come up with, creative stuff. Sometimes I post stuff over on Facebook. I'm like, show me your eBay area. Show me your shipping area. And some people, there's no area. It's like one area because they got a tiny bit of space. And they get so creative with it. It's interesting to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe you're interested in it too. But leave some comments down there. Maybe I'll post something on Facebook and you can look over there and maybe kind of like if you want to put a picture in, maybe we'll put it on the Trash to Cash podcast group or something like that. It is turning into the day of making some decent sales after hardly having anything. And it's also turning into the day of getting rid of super old items. And I'm trying to think. I think this is in here. I've seen it 100 times because it never sells. And this was a day I was struggling to find some stuff, and I found a few things. I might have to dig it out of the bottom of this. Hold on. All right, I dug it out. It was back in that corner. I used to sell these little phone line things. I don't know what you call them exactly. I guess I could look. That's a tester, lineman tester, something like that. I used to sell them for like 20 bucks back in the day, I guess. And I saw this sitting there for $1 at it was hot. I was struggling to find anything. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you $1 for it, whatever. Or $2. I don't even know what I paid. It's been so long I cannot really remember without being, you know, I can't be accurate. So I'll just say I paid something for it. And it sold on 30% off finally. 14 bucks, $13.96 plus shipping. Sold a Stinger NWO skull cap. I think that's the bottom drawer. After like 2 years, I finally find the right, that thing squeaked like crazy, the right drawer the first time. I know y'all laugh at me out there. $7.66. And I had a Bonanza sale come in. Huh, that's an interesting one. Another when in doubt, parted out item. And sold for 12 and change plus shipping. I think it's in this bin. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't see it in that bin. So maybe it's not. It's usually where I put some parts and pieces to toys and some action figures. There it is right there. Millennium Falcon piece, y'all. It was a broken one, but I picked it up anyways and sold off a bunch of pieces. I think all but 2 have sold at this point. This is one of them. And it sold for $12.82. This is from 1979, the Millennium Falcon. Plus shipping. I got 2 things I gotta pick up in here because Jess didn't put the cameras. She's trying to reorganize everything. There's space in the camera thing now, so I can put cameras over there. I think this is it. And then I gotta pick one more thing, but I gotta turn the light on. All right, I had to do 2 at a time in there because I'm running out of time and I got to take Turner to his baseball game. I haven't had the kids on the videos much, y'all. They've been super busy. And Blue Ridge Mom was going to come on today. We were going to do some totally different topic, but we couldn't because she is up in bed. Actually, she's not. She still left and went to, that's an old Neiman Marcus tag. Went to take Reagan to practice. So I couldn't do it, even though she's sick. My apologies, Blue Ridge Mama. That says made in China. It looks really old, though. That Neiman Marcus tag. Anyway, whatever. This is from Princeton. And I don't recall where I got it. And that might be a Death Pile Picker item buyout. $39.95 plus shipping on this one. And this Minolta camera, Maxim 33SI, sold for $34.97 plus shipping. You want to say goodbye since there's no kids? Oh, you're going to say hi. Oh, you're talking to, look at the camera. Tell them goodbye. You know, I love it. It's my favorite post. I do it every 2 weeks where everybody posts their reselling coworkers over there on Facebook. So anyway, come and join us if you want to run divdid.com to help me do this. You don't have to, but it would be nice. And we've been selling off stuff, giving off great deals. Matter of fact, we sold up, well, I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for stopping by, and I appreciate the support and all the kind words. There's been a lot of people out there in the reselling world who've sent me just a nice little message lately, and I needed it at the time, and I really do appreciate it. I can't wait to see you next time.